Hello everybody, welcome to another video. It's another casual upload from my side. As you can tell by the title of this video, it's kind of an extraordinary one again. Many extraordinary claims. And it kind of got me thinking, but I'll ponder. I'll add a little extra towards the end of the video about how I think what's happened to me. I believe a lot of people can tap into. Actually, it wouldn't surprise me if the things that happen to me are openly available to many people these days. If you sort of pray about it and you affirm and study the Word and you become quite genuine in your relation with the Lord. That's, give it a try, see what happens, but you should foster the hunger for it. It's just general good practice, given that the spiritual path usually demands some kind of renunciation of the world, so instead what you're rewarded with might be interactions via dreams or something like that. Give it a try. It's good stuff. Anyways, to the point. Last Sunday I went to church for the first time in 20 years. And that in and of itself was a pretty incredible milestone in my life and also in the journey with God. Now, since then, when I was in prayer, every morning I start my day off now in sort of like this meditative quiet time mode with seeking God. I guess some people call it like being in the Spirit, being with the Spirit, seeking His presence and praying. And it does have a profound feedback effect. And what I noticed once in a while was I'd be in that presence and there was almost like something was letting me know that there was an angel present, and it was sort of like, oh hey, wow, crazy. And when that happens, it correlates with a high frequency tone in the air. But obviously we've all had those like ultrasound in the air, and people like, hey, do you hear that? It's a bit like that, but then again it's kind of different, but it's the same thing. Like, it's a tone in the air. But obviously it's, for me at least, it's always correlated with a direct awareness of presence, and it's not like a perception, it's flat out awareness, right? Like it comes and tells you. And anyways, yesterday I was on a drive up and down the coastal region, sort of like the scenic route with the car, and my wife and I had been walking around, and then we decided to stop at a lighthouse. Now, I think the lighthouse was operated since way back in time by probably priests. I believe they're Protestant priests, or Lutheran or Protestants. So even today, the whole place is sort of like this tourist destination. It's a beautiful coastal scenery with a bunch of sheep herding, pastures and stuff like that, cows and sheep. Beautiful scenery. And turns out today it's kind of like a bed and breakfast or like a hostel type of place. You can rent little units out there. But here's the thing. By the lighthouse, in the basement of the lighthouse, there's a door, or at the base of the lighthouse there was a door, and it said quiet room. So, given my curiosity, I decided to go in there and check it out because it seemed open, and it was open to the public. My wife was sitting in the car. Her feet were hurting because we'd been going for a walk earlier. So she's like, "All right, just go and check out the lighthouse." So I go in. Nobody's around, and it's actually, and I didn't know, but it was like a Christian pilgrimage site. I think these days around here, it's become popular for like people in faith to seek pilgrimages in the old, hundreds of years old cloisters and stuff that Christians in this region have utilized and used and lived in, and priests have been ordained and yada yada. So this was one of these pilgrimage sites, and there was a little, I guess you can call it a little chapel. It was really nice, cozy little spot, probably for the the guys that were operating the lighthouse maybe even 100 years ago, before World War II. And there was like a little bench that you could kneel down at and pray. So I figured, it was the first time I've been to church, and then this coming Saturday I'm gonna get baptized. So I thought, okay, let's kneel down and pray. So I knelt down and I started praying, and I decided to sort of start the prayer off by asking God to inspire me to make good prayers. And as I was praying that, I heard the tone again, like a wee, it's hard, yeah, it's like in my right ear. And I was like, oh, that's like usually like an angel or whatever. And it was like, yeah, and it was telling me like, it was like, oh, good prayer, It was kind of giving me good prayer, like that, like a hey man, that's a good prayer type of thing. And I was like, oh, wow, are you the same angel that I bumped into, I think, a couple days ago? And it's like, no, I stay here, Wow, okay, wow, cool. Yeah, dude, let's be friends in heaven, I guess, type of thing, And I continued to pray. And when I was done praying, I noticed, there was all these little books and pamphlets there, and one of the books right in front of me was actually like a little prayer book that these priests would have probably used. And I got it on film, actually, so I'm going to edit in the film. So watch the film at the end. Obviously, it's not in English, it's in my language of my country. But I opened the book, and in the first couple pages, it's like, a little, we dedicate this book to the fireplace out here, blah, blah, blah. And then I just open randomly with my thumb, and guess what? The prayer because it is a book of prayers, and my hand just opens up, probably like 1/3 of the way in or 1/5 of the way into the book, randomly. But there it is, the prayer. It says, it's a prayer to ask God to give you the ability to make good prayers. Woo! Now, I heard somebody once say that a coincidence is just God being anonymous. And I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. Maybe the angel in there was like, hey, whoop, I told you it was a good prayer, So anyways, I think all these things are, I think probably they're like, most people can tap into it. If you put the time into it, give it a try. If you're new to the faith, probably, right? Like, just, it's probably very much a what you put in is what you get out type of thing, and it's very much worth it, So if you straggled from the faith and never been in the faith, hopefully this video has inspired you. Recommit, it's really good stuff. It'll transform you. It can help you solve personal issues. The Holy Spirit can change personality problems, shyness, addiction issues. It can help you deal with traumas from the past. It can make you a better friend to people. It's just amazing. It can change your life. But it usually comes with a little bit of struggle as well, because, obviously the evil kingdom wants to give you a hard time. Anyways, like the video, consider subscribing as usual, and leave a comment, man. I'd like to hear what you think, if you've had similar experiences. Alright guys, Until next time, bye.